From a technical point of view, it doesn't get much harder than this because we're up in the Himalayas, and the Himalayas are technically a very fresh mountain range, which means they're falling apart. And that means when you put a tunnel through, you've constantly got this risk that there's going to be a collapse. And so as engineers, you're fighting that risk and you manage it. And here we lost. And so we're dealing with a mountain that's particularly unstable. We've got, thousands of tons of rock which have fallen in part way along the tunnel and essentially created a tomb. Like the men are trapped. They've got a big space. They've got 2 kilometres in there, but no way to get out.
How do you even approach the issue of getting them out? What solutions or options do you have?
Yeah, well, the way I describe it here to people is we're trying to create doors. So we've got, I call it the front door, and the front door is we try and somehow burrow through the thousands of tons that have collapsed in the avalanche. So that's your sort of front door. And that's fraught with danger because the area that's collapsed is still unstable and a very large cavity has formed above the collapse zone, so there's a risk that's going to collapse again. Then we've got, I call it the side door. So side door is where mobilising some very advanced tunnelling equipment. I'm going to come in from the side. I was up at site looking at that earlier, and that's coming along well. So that's the side door. Then we've got from the top of the mountain, identified a spot on the top of the mountain where we can launch a rescue from up there. So that's coming down vertically. But that's also got its challenges because you're on top of a mountain, so you got to get on top of the mountain to do it. And then you got to hit the target accurately, which is the tunnel. And then, of course, you don't want to hurt anyone in there when you come through the roof. And then we've got the back door, which is you go to the back of the tunnel and you try and burrow in as quickly as you can, again, using technology that you're familiar with.
It sounds so complex. How did you get food, air and water to them in the first place? How did you reach them and communicate with them?
The team here, the Indian team, are awesome. These are seasoned Himalayan engineers and technicians and what have you. And so the first thing they did, and it was the right thing to do, is they immediately burrowed a little pipe, about 12 centimetres diameter pipe, and they managed to get it through to the other side. And so that little pipe became like a lifeline. At least people could yell in it so you could hear someone was alive on the other side, and pass dry food by pumping air and sort of pumping the food, the stuff and medicine through to them that way. And then just yesterday, was it yesterday? It might have been the day before, but recently, got a second one in, and that's a bit bigger. So for the first time, they've been able to get sort of like cooked food, things like that. So again, having to burrow through the thousands of tons of collapsed avalanche material. So real credit to the local guys to have been able to do that. They've had several attempts and several have failed.
So are you hopeful that you'll get them all out, and how long do you think it'll take?
We've got a mountain that's warm, so you might not know, but inside mountains is warm. It's not cold. You imagine it's cold, but it's not. It's actually warm. So they're warm. They've got water. They've got food, but we don't know how to get them out. Well, we know how to get them out, but we don't know when, and we don't know which door will open. I'm confident we're going to get them out, and I'm confident we're going to get them all out.
How much support have you had in carrying out the rescue efforts, including from the local community and also the international community?
Everyone's here. It's like it's almost like a Bollywood set. I mean, everyone anyone is here, and they're all cooperating. Like the army noticed, because the army are great. Like I get on really well with the army guys. And they noticed that I don't have any Himalayan cold weather clothes, so I got the army Himalayan suit yesterday so that I can keep warm, which was really sweet of them. Everyone just looks after each other, and we work together and we get on with it.
Just finally, and I know it might be too early to be thinking about this when you're still trying to get the workers out, but what lessons can be learnt from this incident?
I think one of the big lessons is just you take the world pretty seriously. And for us in the underground, we do. And you might have seen some pictures of me doing a little prayer before I entered the tunnel. Well, in the underground, whether you're miners or you're tunnellers or whatever, we have enormous respect for basically for mountains and the underground, because we know that it's just so incredibly powerful and it takes our lives really quickly. So I think the big lesson here is not to underestimate the power of these mountains, and also not to overestimate your engineering and your ability to deliver safe things. This country really needs this infrastructure. I'm looking again. I can't show you, but all the roads are collapsing here because it's all just having avalanches all the time. This is a place where natural disasters are as frequent as they are for us in Australia, and just getting the balance right is really important. They need this connectivity. These tunnels are connecting the Hindus' four holiest places. So as part of their sort of religious beliefs. So it's really special place.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. We really appreciate it and wish you all the best, and look forward to touching base with you a bit later on.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your interest. Bye.